What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny Finesse. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another young the sauce video. Today he just dropped another one the other day ago. He got another one to us today. He's going crazy, so we're gonna react to it. If you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We on the road to 750 subscribers. That's right, we reached 700 last night. I just want to thank everybody that subscribed and hit the bell notifications too. You feel me? And I want to also thank everybody that's watching the videos, hitting that like button, commenting down below. I really appreciate y'all guys. We on the road to 750 now. Feel me? I'm trying to, the goal is to get 1,000 subscribers before the summertime. It's still possible now, so we can still do it. So everybody that did not hit up that sub button, hit that sub button and the bell notification so you don't miss a thing again. With that being said, let's get into it, man.
Being a kid and not understanding what was going on, I found a teacher and tried to explain to her what I was experiencing. And I guess I wasn't able to properly explain myself because all she heard was my eyes were broken. But now you all about that meat. Make a banger. Hey, bro!
Oh, she's walling down the carpet.
Give it a thing.
Oh yeah, I actually saw this one. That shit was tight. I don't know why they were skiing though. They took it snowboarding, man. Snowboarding is it.
I mean, life is easy, bro.
Yeah,
You just get up and do it.
Life is easy.
No practice.
I think a lot of us, maybe most of us, can relate to wanting other people to think that we're cool. And what does it even mean to be cool? Well, depends who you ask. Being cool means different things to different people based on how old you are, where you're from, what you're interested in. Everyone has their own version of what cool is. It's one of those things that's hard to describe, but you know it when you see it. There's a lot of things that people do for the sake of being cool, man. Dye their hair, buy overpriced clothes, drive fancy cars, do all three. But sometimes we go a little too far for the sake of being cool. For instance,
Yeah, don't go broke trying to keep up. Do not go broke trying to keep up.
I remember this one.
You be valid with the nice white or black polo tee. They got Supreme tee, so you got options, my
One
guy.
time, in like the 4th grade, I went a little too far trying to look cool. But all I ended up doing was making myself look like a fool. I can't remember what exactly put the thought in my head, but for some reason at that age, I began to think that glasses were cool. And I'm not talking about sunglasses, bro. I'm talking about regular old glasses. The ones people use to see better. I don't know if it was some I saw on TV or a kid I saw at school, but for whatever reason, I made the connection between wearing glasses and looking cool. So, being a kid and wanting desperately to look cool for all my friends at school, I decided that I had to have my own pair of glasses. I knew what I wanted them to look like, I knew they sold them at the pharmacy, and I knew that if I could convince my parents that I needed glasses, they would get them for me. There was only one small little problem standing in between me and being the coolest kid on the block. My eyes. They're fine. In fact,
Fuck you.
They're more than fine. All my life, I've had perfect 20/20 vision. So you could clearly see how that would make it difficult for me to convince my parents that I needed glasses. But being the resourceful young man that I am, I wasn't gonna let something as trivial as not having an actual medical condition get in the way of me and the drip, bro. Nah. I'm gonna get these glasses. Well, one day, I was sitting in class, messing around with my school supplies, when I discovered that I could do something kinda interesting with my ruler. I'm talking about the standard 12-inch ruler that you brought to school as a kid. The one I had was transparent, and I discovered that when I held it at a certain angle and looked through it, it behaved like a lens. I realized it would bend the light passing through it. So when you held it close to your face and looked through it, it would distort what you saw, kind of like a prism or a magnifying glass, creating this trippy optical illusion. So there I am, looking around through my ruler, and I guess I did it a little too long, because when I took the ruler from my face and looked around, everything looked slanted. Like the entire classroom looked like it was tilted at an angle. And I don't know how to explain it, all right? I'm not a doctor. That's just what happened, okay? So, as you can imagine, it was very disorienting. One time, it made me dizzy. My sense of balance was all screwed up, so much to the point that when I tried to walk, I felt like I was falling over. Kind of like how you feel when you get off a tilt-a-wheel at the carnival. So, being a kid and not understanding what was going on, I found a teacher and tried to explain to her what I was experiencing. And I guess I wasn't able to properly explain myself because all she heard was my eyes were broken. So she sends me to the nurse's office and tells me that she's gonna call my parents because she thought that maybe I needed glasses. Glasses, you say? So there I am, sitting in the nurse's station, and boy was I happy. Finally, I was gonna get my cool new glasses. But, as you would probably assume, after a few minutes of sitting there, the effects of the illusion completely wore off, and everything was back to normal. This was gonna be a problem. So, I take my ruler, and I tried to do the thing again, but it didn't work. Eventually, my dad gets there, and the nurse starts to explain to my dad that she thinks that there may be something wrong with my eyes. My dad looks at me and is like, "Son, is this true? Is there something wrong with your eyes?" And then I say, "Yeah, I can't see, Dad. Everything looks all wavy." He's like, "Are you sure? This is very serious, son." I'm like, "Yeah, my eyes are broken." He looks at me with
he's wildin'.
the sense of concern, puts his hand on my head, and is like, "Okay, well, don't worry about it. We're gonna get it all sorted out." He picks up my bag, and we head to the car. And, of course, now I'm selling it. You feel me? I'm stumbling, pretending like I can't walk in a straight line. You would have thought I was going blind, bro. Which must have seemed crazy, because I was fine that morning when he dropped me off for school. We get in the car, and we leave school. So, I'm in my seat, all happy. I'm like, "So I guess we gotta go to the pharmacy and get some glasses, huh, Dad?" He's like, "Well, that's what it sounded like, son. But first we gotta go to the optometrist." I'm like, "The what?" He's like, "The optometrist, the eye doctor. They need to take a look at your eyes so they know what kind of glasses you need. You just can't wear any type of glasses. You could end up making things even worse." What? The eye doctor? They got eye doctors? Make my vision worse? What is he talking about? Glasses make you see better. So I started to get a little worried, because I figured I may be able to trick my teachers and my parents, but this eye doctor guy, he might figure out that I was faking it. Anyway, we get to the eye doctor, and my mom shows up, and now we're all just waiting to hear my name get called. We go into the eye examination room, and they start doing some tests. The doctor is doing his thing, shining lights in my eyes, asking me questions. They got me looking through this, microscope-looking thing at a picture of a hot air balloon. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that now I'm too deep. My parents left work. I'm talking to this doctor. For all of this, something better be wrong with my eyes, bro. We finish all of the preliminary eye exams, and then the doctor looks at me and my parents and is like, "Well, Mr. and Mrs. Hines, everything seems to be okay with little Donald here, but I want to do one last test, and then we'll know for sure." He takes us into a big, dark room. And in the middle of the room was a medical chair, kind of like the ones you would see at the dentist. Hanging in front of the chair was what is known as a phoropter. It's this big, scary-looking machine to figure out what prescription glasses you need. They work by using these little round lenses that they pop into the machine, and then they cycle through the different ones until they find one that gives you perfect vision. So he sits me in the chair, and in front of me was a big vision chart. You've seen them. They have like 11 different lines of letters, and as you go down the chart, every line has smaller and smaller letters. So,
Yeah, that's a fact.
sitting in front of the chart, he asks me to start reading what I see. Now, I'm not stupid, so I understood that if I wanted these glasses, I had to fail this test somehow. So he asked me to read the first line. It was a big E. So I say, I see an E. Then he asked me to read the second line, then the third line. Again, I read what I saw. I figured that it would be more believable if I got the first few lines right. Then we get to the fourth line, and I was like, okay,
Get one wrong.
game time. I
Just get
look
one
at the
wrong.
chart, and
Two
I'm
wrong,
like,
two wrong.
I can't really tell. He tells me, just try your best. So I'm like, L, P, T, D? Okay. Alright, now do the next line. Okay. D, F, O, P, D? Huh. And you're sure that's what you see? Yeah. Did I get it wrong?
Nigga, you're supposed to get like one or two wrong, bro. You're not supposed to get the whole thing wrong. Cause it don't make sense.
Bro, I could read the whole chart no problem, all the way down to 11. But I had to do what I had to do. So we do some more lines. I continue to fail on purpose, throwing in a correct answer occasionally, you know, just not to overdo it. You feel me? The doctor looks at my parents and is like, well, looks like Donald here may need a prescription after all. Yes! Suck it! You ain't no doctor. That's right. I'm about to get these glasses. You ain't that smart. So then the doctor places the phoropter in front of my face and explains to me that he's gonna cycle through a few different lenses to figure out what kind of glasses I needed. He sets up the first lens and then runs through the test again.
He gonna put a fake one in there.
I failed the test on purpose, but this time I get more of them right. The doctor is like,
He didn't do nothing to it.
interesting. Again, he changes the lenses, and again, I do a little better.
He didn't do nothing
He
to it.
changes the lenses one more
He
time,
didn't do nothing
and
to
is
it.
like, okay, how about now? This time, I got every line right. Passed the test with flying colors. So then he's like, okay, now I see what's going on. And I'm like, so am I gonna get my glasses today or tomorrow? Do I get them here? How does this work? He chuckles. And then he calls my parents to come closer. He then opens up a case with a bunch of different lenses, the same kind of lenses that go into the phoropter. He shows them to us, and then he's like, you see these lenses? These are the same kind of lenses that will go in your glasses based on what kind of prescription you needed. I'm like, okay. He then removes the cartridges that he was using in the phoropter and then sticks his finger through the frame to show us that they were
He was
empty.
playing you.
As in, there was no actual glass in the cartridges that he was using.
He got you, dumbass.
Meaning, the whole time that he was flipping through the different settings on the phoropter, nothing was actually changing. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
He got you.
Somehow, I went from struggling to read the chart to reading the entire thing without ever using an actual prescription lens. I was caught. He turns to my parents and is like, Mr. and Mrs. Hines, you would be glad to know that there is nothing wrong with your son's eyes. Donald here has perfect vision. My heart sank, my face turned red. I felt like such an idiot. My dad looks at me and starts laughing, bro. He's like, what is wrong with you? I ain't even know what to say, bro. I make up some BS. He's like, yeah, whatever. My mom, on the other hand, didn't find it as funny. She's like, I should spank you right here in front of everybody for lying like that. But instead, we all just went home and I never complained about my eyes ever again. As time goes on, the things that we think are cool will continue to change. But one thing that's for sure is that being a liar will forever be lame.
That is a fact. But if you made it to the end of the video, you obviously liked the video, so you obviously gotta subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We on the road to 750 subscribers. It's your boy Johnny Finesse, and I'ma holla at you. I'm eating oatmeal, by the way.